From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Vivo. Powered by Renault Hike and Nestway.
Good evening and welcome. Our expose of the Love Jihad tapes has had a cascading and viral impact since our broadcast last night. And tonight, we are continuing at 10 p.m. We reveal part 2. Now, what is our intention? Our intention, viewers, is to reopen and reinvestigate things that have been kept under wraps. And Love Jihad, because it's been seen as a terminology of the right wing, has not been touched or investigated like it should be. And yet there's a truth to the fact that young non-Muslim women have been misguided, converted with guile or by force, and used as part of a larger plot, a bigger conspiracy. Now, how are we exposing these cases? We are exposing these cases at Republic with deep interviews and connecting the dots. And for your tremendous feedback on the Love Jihad tapes expose, we are deeply grateful. And tonight we will expose and reopen another case. And this is the case of Colonel Shrikant Purohit and the Malegaon blast. And with evidence and papers, we will ask whether a serving army officer commended by the army for his bravery was fixed, whether a statement against him was extracted at gunpoint, whether false charges were used to club him with a blast, and whether he was in fact an army intelligence officer just doing his job. What if this is true? If true, then it's a massive political scandal, one that affects the army, the politicians, and all sides of our political fabric. But uncovering and questioning is our job. And that's what we will do another night on the debate tonight. We have 2 big debates and 2 big exposés tonight. First, the truth about Colonel Purohit, terrorist, victim or a hero, debate number 1. And debate number 2 at 10 o'clock tonight. The Love Jihad tapes part 2, forced to convert and you'll be shocked but asked to murder. That's coming up at 10 o'clock and here are the headlines this Wednesday evening on the debate tonight.
After 9 years, we should get justice after all these years.
Sensational army document revealed ahead of Purohit bail hearing. Newsbreak opens up debate on the Malegaon blast case all over again.
No, in fairness, the sort of Solicitor General got up and pointed out saying, this is my charge sheet. This is all that I have to say. So he has to, the charge sheet says, and he stood for his charge sheet. But we had to do what we had to do, criticize the charge sheet.
Was Colonel Purohit targeted in the course of the investigation? Is he a terrorist, a victim or a hero? Let's debate tonight. Revealed tonight 4 times, NIA tore into the ATS claim on Purohit. Exclusive inputs raise questions over the entire investigation. You've seen part 1, now watch the complete 5-part expose that lifts the veil of Love Jihad. Converted asked to travel to Arab nations and murder those who question Islam. Shocking testimonies on the show tonight. Dramatic confrontation between a mother and daughter revealed the conversion scheme. Watch this tape to believe it. The UPA coined the phrase Hindu terror to build a narrative for over 10 years when they were in power. During the UPA tenure, an army officer called Colonel Shrikant Purohit was picked up for the Malegaon blast and accused for it. It's been 9 years now, and there have been several twists and turns and loopholes that remain unexplained. Tonight, Republic reveals a document that's never been reported before about Colonel Shrikant Purohit. Now, we don't know, and we can't vouch for either the NIA or the ATS carrying out their investigations. But what we do know is that there is more to it than meets the eye. Is Colonel Purohit then a terrorist? Is Colonel Purohit a victim? Or is Colonel Purohit really a hero?
A serving army officer who was part of India's military intelligence elite. An officer accused of being a conspirator in the 2006 Malegaon bombings that killed 37 people. An officer languishing in jail for 9 years now. Colonel Purohit, backed by legal eagle Hari Salve, knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court today.
Top legal eagle Hari Salve battling for Colonel Purohit in the Supreme Court, making very strong points in his defense about how he was a military mole who was in fact attending the meetings of the terrorist organizations and passing on all the information to his superior, and also poking holes in the ATS's involvement in the entire scenario about how they planted the RDX within Colonel Purohit's possession.
Went up and down whether the MCOCA applies, doesn't apply, came up to Supreme Court, was wandering around in Supreme Court, I think, till 2015. Right? See, this is a big problem in India. People in incarceration for long period.
Over the last few years, there have been developments. NIA has poked holes in the ATS investigation against Colonel Purohit. Loophole 1. NIA itself exposes a shoddy ATS investigation. Loophole 2. NIA exposes planted evidence against Purohit. Loophole 3. NIA exposes forced confessional statement.
The NIA demolishes ATS's case on 3 points. 1, they employed dubious methods. 2, they had no time to investigate. And most importantly, 3, they had planted in an accused's house RDX. How then can an ATS probe in this case be justified?
So did the ATS submit fabricated evidence against a decorated officer who was once lauded by the army for averting a terror attack?
This citation that has exclusively been accessed by Republic says he had prevented and defected a serious setback to the terrorists in the area of responsibility. He developed effective intelligence network. In the face of hostile fire, the officer displayed courage and it says exceptional devotion to duty. How will the ATS explain this citation that's been given to Colonel Purohit by the Indian Army?
Was an army officer labelled a terrorist to serve a larger political motive? Some of these questions remain unanswered.
A person who has been doing his duty all the time and who has been really working against all these anti-national elements, and when to come on the other side of the table and being blamed as a terrorist himself, as an anti-national element himself, has been really we've not been really come to terms with this itself.
The army still says he is one of the most outstanding officers, and that we don't believe a word of these charges.
While trying to unravel the truth about the Colonel Purohit case, 2 things came to light. 1, he continues to be a part of the Indian Army, and more importantly, 2, the NIA and the ATS have goofed up in the investigation. What will the top court say is the crucial question. Whether Colonel Purohit gets bail is what all eyes are watching. With Shan, I'm Ridhumanan Bhardwaj in Delhi for Republic.
Is Colonel Purohit a terrorist, a victim, or a hero? On the debate tonight, I have with me Colonel Purohit's wife, Aparna Purohit. She's been fighting for the last 9 years. Ms. Purohit, thank you for joining us. Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP, Ratan Sharda of the RSS, Sanjeev Punalekar of the Sanatan Sanstha supports Colonel Purohit, advocate in the studio, and Milind Joshi Rao is on the screen. He's president of Abhinav Bharat. Thank you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, on one side. And on the other side tonight, to have an open debate on the subject, we have with us Tasleem Ahmad Rahmani of the Muslim Political Council of India. On the bottom left, Rajiv Rai. And then we have Devesh Jararia, social media in charge of the BSP. He's making his debut appearance on the program tonight. Ridham Anand Bhardwaj, our legal editor. And we have with us here in the studio, to my right, I have Khan Abdul Wahab, who's a senior criminal lawyer. He's fought cases for the Malegaon accused. And finally, we have Milind Ranade, activist, who's been holding a very strong position on this case now for the last 9 years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. First of all, Aparna Purohit, do you feel that your husband is any closer after 9 years to getting bail and coming out?
I have complete faith in the judiciary, and I have complete faith in the Supreme Court. So I think we are really hoping for the judgment and a positive judgment now, after 9 years of waiting.
To all the people who are saying that the case can only change now because the Modi government is in power, that this was political at that point, it continues to be political now. Do you see politics behind it?
I really can't say anything about the political part of it, but the whole system has been very, it has actually worked against him, and the delays in the case, and I mean everything has come together and contributed to these 9 years of his incarceration.
Do you feel he could have been an army officer who went over, as they say, to the dark side? That he started off, you know, as an intelligence officer infiltrating these organizations, but that he himself moved towards being involved in terrorist activities?
Being in the army, being an army officer, it is not just very difficult, it's all just next to impossible that such a thing can happen, because the army has its own checks and balances, and it's almost impossible for anything of such things to happen. And especially for an int officer, it is, I mean, not just an int officer, but in any officer of the army, I think it is, it's impossible.
Aparna Purohit, I'm going to start the debate now. You are free to participate at any point of time into the debate. Whenever you want to make your point, you can raise your hand and I'll come across to you.
Yes.
Should we open the debate, Jim? Now think about it logically.
Yes.
On the one side, and my first question here is to Khan Abdul Wahab, senior criminal lawyer who's fought cases for the Malegaon accused. Be logical about it. Don't have a mindset. Was he fixed?
No,
why is there so much evidence now?
No,
so much evidence now which is coming out, and today the Supreme Court reserved its verdict on the plea of the bail petition. It's not about bail. It's about whether this country was unfair to Colonel Shrikant Purohit.
You see that the country or the system was not unfair to anybody. When he was arrested, he was produced before the court. He was remanded by the order of the court. ATS investigated the matter and they filed the charge sheet. His bail plea was initially rejected by the trial court.
So you're answering technically.
Not
was there an
technically,
attempt? I will make it even more simple. Was there an attempt, and feel free, the debate is open, gentlemen, I'm not inviting any particular individuals at any point of time in the debate, though I'm going to try and keep two people on at any point of time. My question is simple. Was there an attempt to prove that Colonel Shrikant Purohit was involved in quote-unquote Hindu terror? Because the then Congress government was building the narrative of Hindu terror despite the NIA charge sheet presenting a weight of evidence to counter that narrative. That's my question to you, Khan Abdul Wahab.
No,
that's my question to you.
This is what...
and now my submission is...
You are trying to give a political color to the case.
I'm not trying to give a political color.
The previous
you see, you have to see that Pandey's laptop.
You want to listen to Sudhanshu Trivedi or respond after it?
Waiting for judgment or even going for investigation, they have done a peculiar thing of drawing a conclusion. You yourself has said that the charge sheet has not been filed up till now. The judgment has not come up till now. Even in Samjhauta Express case, the charge sheet was filed in 2011. But Digvijay Singh was using the word Hindu terror in 2009. Rahul Gandhi has used the word Hindu terror in 2008. And Chidambaram as Home Minister has used on the floor of the House in December 2008. So it seems that before, forget about the judgment, even a proper investigation, even the charges was framed much before that. If the senior leaders of the then ruling government have started using this, it means there was a preconceived notion on which the entire thing was going on.
So
that's why they were unable to find the charge sheet till the government
So therefore, question is simple.
And it was a ridiculous and ironical that the serving military officers like Colonel Purohit
Mr. Rahmani is on the debate is open, please.
Don't you feel ashamed?
And this is
Don't
the
you
same
feel ashamed that the Home Minister of this country,
the word
Home Minister of this country,
textbook,
Mr. L.K. Advani has used the term Muslim terror. Muslim terror. Was that not a shameful
No
thing
one
that
has
a Home
used the
Minister
word
of the
Muslim
country
terror
was
at
blaming
all.
the whole community
It is used by
without
Trump.
any proof,
And it is
without
used
any,
by
he
Bush.
used it. He used it.
And it
He
is
said
being
it.
used by Prime
He
Minister
said
of
it that the
Australia,
all terrorists
Prime
are
Minister of
Muslim.
Britain.
Not all the Muslims are terrorists. But every
never
terrorist
used
is
the
a
word
Muslim.
Hindu
This
terror
was
or
the sentence
Muslim
he had
terror.
used in 2001.
And it has been used
Yes.
by not only by
He
Chidambaram,
used
used the
it.
word saffron
He used
terror.
it. He said
And you
it. I
remember
can quote
Sushil
it.
Kumar
You
Shinde
go
had
to
used
the
the word
website
Hindu
and see
terror
his
in
statement.
January
It was an
2013.
official statement.
And on
It
which
was
Hafiz
his
Saeed has
official statement
appraised
as the
him.
Home Minister of
Hafiz
the
Saeed
country
ne shabashi
that
de di.
all Muslims are not terrorists, but every terrorist is a Muslim.
Taslim Rahmani, you know the question is uncomfortable. The question is not something
has
which you
said
like.
this?
But 1 second. I am now going
No,
to
it is
start
not
presenting
uncomfortable. I want to know
evidence
Arnab,
in
No
the course of the
responsible
program.
person has
What
said
is
this.
Abhinav? What is
Sudhanshu
Abhinav
Trivedi.
Bharat?
Sudhanshu
What is
Trivedi
Abhinav
and
Bharat?
Taslim
And
Rahmani.
you must not
Sudhanshu Trivedi and Taslim Rahmani. 1 minute. Please, everyone, pay attention to the evidence that I am now going to present before you. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Can I request you, please? Can I request you, please? Pay attention. Pay attention.
President of Abhinav Bharat is present over here. He will tell that was he connected with Abhinav Bharat or not.
Taslim Rahmani, can I present some evidence before you?
And he said even some more army officers were involved.
Taslim Rahmani,
in that Abhinav Bharat
can I
activity.
present some evidence before you, please? Eventually, it comes down to one thing, Taslim Rahmani. Evidence. You can say anything here, you can call people names, you can say there is Hindu terror. But my question is, was there an attempt?
I'm not
Was there an attempt? Answer the question. Answer the question. Milind Ranade and Sanjeev Punalekar, answer the question tonight. Let's bring this subject to the debate tonight. And the question before the people here is, was there an attempt to fabricate, Mr. Ranade?
I know the issue here is...
1 second. Both of you will speak, but after each other. Was there an attempt to fabricate evidence against Colonel Purohit, given the fact that I have with me a confession that Captain Nitin Joshi, who turned witness in this case, Taslim Rahmani, two individuals have been named on the debate. Let them debate, please. Was there an attempt to fabricate evidence in the case? I have with me a confession that Captain Nitin Joshi, who turned witness in the case, has said on record that he was pressurized at gunpoint, Mr. Ranade, at gunpoint to give a statement against Colonel Purohit. What was the desperation? Why would you extract a testimony at gunpoint? What was the idea? To build a theory about Hindu terror.
Are you sure that whatever statement he has given this time is not at the gunpoint?
Well, that is the most hypothetical question I've ever heard.
Why it is hypothetical?
Well, it is simply for the fact. It is simply for the fact that I am going by what he has said. I have document number 2 as well, which is a commission of inquiry document. Can I complete? In which 76 army officers have told the commission that they were looped in about each and every one of Colonel Purohit's activities during his days as an intelligence officer. And why should we not ask, from statements Lieutenant Colonel Riker to 75 other Indian Army officers, tell me, why shouldn't I ask, when Indian Army officers, not one or two of them, but 76 of them said they were fully aware of the intelligence activities and inputs that Colonel Purohit was undertaking in as an Indian Army officer. Why was he labeled a Hindu terrorist? Answer me, Mr. Anade. Should we disbelieve 75 officers of the Indian Army? Answer me today. Should we disbelieve them?
Disbelieve
Karkare? Are all these people liars?
Should we disbelieve Karkare?
Should we disbelieve 76 Indian Army officers? You answer the question today.
Believe
I have the testimonies of 76
the head of
Indian Army
ATS
officers.
was lying.
76
Karkare,
Indian Army
same
officers.
person whom we call martyr. Why should I believe that Karkare did something wrong like this?
Arnab, here he is mistaking.
Who's mistaken?
Mr. Ranade is mistaking in one aspect. 2006, where my senior Wahab, he handled the case and the 2006 Muslim accused were acquitted. That time there were certain aspersions against a few police officers. These police officers are named, whether it is Rajan Ghule, Arun Khanvilkar or Shekhar Bagde, these are named. What wrong they did is also narrated. And after accepting the NIA report, the 2006 Muslim accused who were innocent, I maintain that they were innocent in 2006 and the NCP government framed them. The same officers were working under Karkare. So I would ask Mr. Ranade that they were working under a political setup of the Home Minister. I believe that the 2006, the commissioner,
so what was it?
Both were acting as stooges and the officers were doing.
So Mr. Wahab is countering. So Mr. Wahab, what was the idea? The idea was to somehow to create a theory of saffron terror and Hindu terror.
You can't compare 2006 bomb blast case where 9 Muslims were there with the other NIA case where non-Muslims are framed.
No, it is about evidence. Mr. Wahab, I agree with you.
You can't compare the discharge.
It is about evidence. What has happened is the trail of RDX. Exact evidence in Malegaon 2006 is given by Shekhar Bagde, 2008 by Shekhar Bagde, and there is again a proof that somebody has seen him 2 days prior to that putting there. There also he says some powder. Now the question is
that IDX aspect. For the time being, you forget the IDX aspect.
No, one more aspect.
What is the answer with regard to laptop of Mr. Pandey?
Laptop. One more aspect I will tell you.
Listen to me. I have with me the document. Now, Mr. Khan, please understand. If there has been a mistake, I think you are on TV right now. You should accept it. You should accept that an idea was to create a political discussion around Hindu terror and saffron terror.
It's not like that.
Otherwise, you'll have to answer some questions of mine. If you don't accept, then answer my question. I have with me the document.
The trial court, the High Court, the Honorable Apex Court has given the answer.
I have with me the entire NIA charge sheet with me, which tears apart and throws the anti-terror squad investigation at every level. Right or wrong, Mr. Wahab? Except before people tonight.
This NIA charge sheet doesn't give clean chit to Colonel Purohit.
I'm sorry, you are wrong. The 60-page charge sheet in my possession, and I'm going to quote from page number 28.
It is against
page
Colonel
number
Purohit.
28. I am going to go to page number 28.
Of UAPA, IPC, Explosive Substance Act, Explosives Act.
Page number 28. Page number 28 of the charge sheet. And this is the most shocking part. Can I have everyone on the screen, please? Page number 28. I've underlined the most important part for all the people talking about Hindu terror and saffron terror. Let me read out this part and you'll be shocked about what you're about to hear. It says, and right now, gentlemen, can I share it with you, Taslim Rahmani? Can I, Mr. Rahmani? Because you'll have to change your position and perhaps apologize for the position you've taken all these years. Page number 28 says...
No, I'm listening.
No. Now listen. Page number 28 says, quote, it is apparent that there was hardly any time available to the anti-terror squad Mumbai to collect the evidence against the accused before the filing of the charge sheet. Now tell me, please tell me, Taslim Rahmani, tell the people watching the debate tonight, who was the politician Rajiv Rai, who was the politician Devesh Jararia, Milind Ranade, Khan Abdul Wahab and Taslim Rahmani, who was the politician sitting there on top who was telling the anti-terror squad, I want the case done quickly.
You see, this
and
is your
I
reading.
don't care if you don't have the evidence. I need to fix this quickly. Why was there was a UPA government in Maharashtra which was
Arnab,
functioning, and I think the nation wants to know tonight why there was a tearing hurry, irrespective of the absence of time to collect the evidence to fix people. Answer, it's not out of question.
You are reading out of context.
What is out of context?
Few lines, few paras, you
Sir, I
can't
can show
read
you.
in isolation.
I am showing you.
If you read the
What
final
am I reading in
report,
isolation?
listen, I will explain.
No, you read it. It's before you.
I have
It's
gone
before you
through
now.
100 times I have gone through
No,
this
you are
final
now-
report of
you are-
NIA. If you read the final
You are-
report of NIA,
Well,
they have said
If they are
provision
having
of
any
NCA
people are
will
watching.
not be applicable.
You
And
answer the
so
line.
far as Sadhvi
Which
Prabhu
was the
is
context and
concerned,
reference.
You
against
answer
her,
the
there
question.
is no evidence.
I
But-
want an answer to my question.
I am giving the answer. Please
You are
listen
not
to
giving
me.
an answer.
So far
You
as
are not
Colonel
giving an
Purohit is
answer.
concerned,
The
you show me
nation
one line.
wants an answer.
You read one line.
I
there is
will.
no
Arnab, if they
evidence
are
against
trying to
Colonel
raise a
Purohit.
question
the
on the
nation wants an
context
answer
and reference,
tonight.
I
Show
would
me
like to
one
give a
line from
broader
the same
reference.
final report. There is no evidence
In this
against
case,
Colonel Purohit. And from
it
your
is
charge sheet, I will
that
show
they were
today
not given
that there is a
proper time to
statement of
collect
NIA,
evidence.
that there is evidence against
Sudhanshu
Colonel
Trivedi
Purohit.
is countering
I
you.
would like
The
to
debate
ask
is
the
getting
same
interesting.
government.
And viewers, I repeat once
have
again tonight,
changed the
I am
vis-a-vis
reading from the charge sheet.
From
And
the
One
the
minute, he's
papers
countering you.
related to substantiate that change are missing. इसका भी कोई जवाब है क्या?
नहीं जवाब तो है
इशरत जहां
हाईकोर्ट
के
ने
टाइम
दिया
में
है,
हलफनामा
ट्राइब्यूनल ने
बदला
दिया,
गया
सुप्रीम कोर्ट
और
ने
आज
दिया
गृह
है,
मंत्रालय में
और
वो
अभी
कागज
अभी
अवेलेबल नहीं है कि
बेल का
हलफनामा
पिटीशन
क्यों
का
बदला
ऑर्डर
गया?
पेंडिंग है, जवाब आ
Second
जाएगा।
thing, it is your government, UPA government, in which on the case of Ishrat Jahan, the two agencies of same government are against each other. IB was saying that Ishrat Jahan is terrorist, and CBI was previously saying that she is terrorist. Suddenly it says that she is innocent.
ये
It
debate
never
में
happened in
इशरत
the
जहां के लिए नहीं है,
investigative history of
ये
India.
debate मालेगांव
Next, the
2008
Samjhauta
के
Express
लिए
case.
है।
Initially, the government
debate
was saying that it is a
मालेगांव 2008
Pakistani
के लिए है।
ploy. Even today, the US and the UN
US
agency says that it is a Pakistani ploy.
No, one second.
Suddenly, government takes a U-turn. It never happened in the investigative history of India that a sudden U-turn has been taken and no charge sheet finally.
Viewers, 1 minute. Viewers, 1 minute.
Why it all happened in the cases of so-called Hindu terror?
No, one second.
Either conflicting.
Now, one second. Now
Inferences
there's
or
now
U-turn
there's
or the papers missing
now
or
there's one
in
thing.
this case,
There's
no
one
proper
thing I
time
want
was
to say.
given to collect
There is one thing I want to say,
There are
viewers. Please remember. Please
may I
remember
make a
one. Just
separate point?
no. Ratan Sharda, 1 second. Ratan Sharda, a small point here. What is our interest? What was our interest in exposing the Sunanda tapes? What was our interest in exposing the Lalu Shahabuddin tapes? What was our interest in exposing what we exposed yesterday about the Love Jihad tapes? What is our interest about the Colonel Purohit tapes? We have one interest, and let me share that interest. That the difficult questions with evidence must be fought. Today, the nation wants an answer tonight. Rhythm. That was this idea about Hindu terror, not just a lie, but a concocted lie, and therefore we decided to come to this broadcast with evidence and facts at our disposal, and I want a counter on fact tonight. Ratan Sharda.
Tell me in today, the panel.
If they don't want to read the charge sheet in isolation, I can give you one more point, sir.
The Home Minister, which is keeping quiet now, that Home Minister
Let's not keep saying that fact
said
again and
after
again.
going out of
We've
power,
gone through every
he talked
page of
about
that charge sheet.
Batla case may be wrong. The Home Minister of that time said that Afzal Guru may have been hanged wrongly. The same Home Minister has no face now to say that this particular investigation has been botched up. It's a framework. Why the Home Minister cannot come forward? If he could come forward saying that Batla House was wrong, that Afzal Guru case was wrong, what kind of Home Minister is this? Why are the people, the Congress created all these stories not on the panel?
Are they afraid of it? Actually go through the charge sheet, it clearly indicates one thing. The ATS had a wrong case against him. They fabricated evidence against Colonel Purohit. That fact has been established by the NIA charge sheet because the 3 points they say, at one point very shockingly they say RDX was even planted by the ATS. This fact is also being probed by the CBI in another case, and the CBI clearly comes to a finding that yes, ATS officers are to blame. So we have to say that ATS's charge sheet has to be kept right.
And the debate is now between.
It was not
we have with us.
We have with us.
Now may I come in? I have with me Milind Joshira of the Abhinav Bharat on the one side, and please, I would request today. I can see today a sense of despair, and shock when I'm presenting facts in this case, because Mr. Ranade, Khan Abdul Wahab, Rajiv Rai, Taslim Rahmani and Devesh Jararia.
You must. I'm not despair or shocked.
Sir.
I'm not despair or shocked at all. Please.
Okay.
Be clear.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. One minute.
Then you're a shameless person if you don't have a despair on this.
Now my next question. Rajiv Rai is debating with Milind Joshi Rao. Rajiv Rai of the Samajwadi Party will debate with Milind Joshi Rao. Please, on the left and right hand side of the screen, as I present the next fact in this case. Now, viewers, let me present the next fact in this case.
They don't.
1 second. 1 minute. Milind, wait.
They don't want to take the charge sheet in isolation.
Milind, wait. I have read nothing in isolation.
Okay.
I don't read charge sheets in isolation. I don't read testimonies or evidence in isolation. I don't do news stories in isolation. Now my fact is, I request your attention to page number 28 of the NIA charge sheet. And it says, and I quote, you will be shocked, Rajiv Rai. And after today, I want all the people who spoke about Hindu terror to counter-question us. Page 28 of the NIA charge sheet says, and I quote, the said charge sheets, Rajiv Rai, by the ATS were filed with the sole purpose of fulfilling the condition of the enabling provisions of the Makoka Act. Given the fact that the NIA has dropped the Makoka and the Supreme Court has supported that dropping of charges in April 2015, why should the nation not ask whether Rajiv Rai, there was a motivated agenda to thrust the narrative that Colonel Purohit was indeed a man involved in terrorist activity? Please answer the question. It's a simple, logical question on the basis of evidence. Someone answer me. Someone answer me today. Yes, please. Yes.
Arnab, now give me few seconds to answer that.
But answer me on facts.
First thing, please do not make a sweeping statement that, yes, I'll answer on the fact. Please do not make a sweeping statement that we will be shocked. Why we should be shocked? We are not interested in fixing Colonel Purohit if he is innocent.
No, you
what
face
we
the
want,
facts.
the justice must be out.
But you must face the facts.
Number two, no, let me come. No, number two, if we take your evidence on the face value, the investigation agency whether X or Y under X or government or under Y government are in question. The credibility of those investigation agencies are under question. If they can buckle under the pressure of X government, they can also buckle under the pressure of Y government. And if the matter is sub judice, it is matter is before the Supreme Court.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you have got all the liberty. Produce them.
Milind Joshi Rao.
Why not have faith in justice?
The
why
counter.
not have faith in Supreme Court? Let the justice come out.
Sir.
And let me make it clear. We do not subscribe to
Taslim Rahmani, Milind Joshi Rao.
have ever spoken. None of our leaders have ever spoken.
Milind Joshi Rao,
I really
Taslim
don't want to
Rahmani.
state anything on what the Samajwadi Party leader just now said. The only thing which,
in this case,
the only thing which I want to state right now is the section 28 which you decided right now. There is another thing. An army officer.
Listen to Milind Joshi Rao, please, Taslim Rahmani, and then respond.
An army officer, the charge sheet state. The charge sheet says that an army officer serving in Jammu and Kashmir has brought 60 kgs of RDX all the way from borders of Jammu and Kashmir up to Devlali. He is then posting. The army itself has refuted all these charges with an affidavit filed into the High Court. This is another part of the charge sheet. The funniest part is that army doesn't use RDX at all. Army itself has claimed into the affidavit that they don't use RDX, they don't have RDX in their godowns. So it's not just the part 28 which you read out in isolation right now, Arnab sir. It is the entire charge sheet which has been fabricated and fabricated in a manner that only Hindu terrorism was to be proved that they can get an effective mileage over 2009 elections.
No. Do you realize how unfair people have been? Taslim Rahmani, आप सुधांशु त्रिवेदी के साथ डिबेट कीजिए. उससे पहले, if this is true, और मैं हर चीज के पहले कह रहा हूं, I am putting a prefix, Sudhanshu Trivedi, if this is true. अगर ये सही है तो, मगर हमारा काम है डॉक्यूमेंट और एविडेंस लोगों के सामने रखना, क्योंकि अब तक क्या थी, एक राजनीतिक नैरेटिव बन रही थी, हिंदू टेरर, सैफरन टेरर. Now I put document number 3. Document number 3, Sudhanshu Trivedi, Taslim Rahmani, is Lieutenant Colonel Purohit's Citation and Commendation Award for protecting the sovereign territory of India. Allow me to read from this. citation so you understand the person you are talking about, and his wife Aparna Purohit is on the program tonight. It says, the daring and immediate action by Major Purohit Prasad Shrikant without caring for his personal safety, can everyone be on the screen, has delivered a serious setback to the terrorists' infiltration attempts in the area of responsibility of 5, I think, Mathali, 15 Mathali, that's the regiment. He developed effective intelligence network and then on receipt of information volunteered to personally lead his troops in action. In the face of hostile fire, the officer displayed courage and exceptional devotion to duty.
Nobody is questioning the citation.
No. You have called this man a terrorist for 9 years.
This kind of citation.
He's been called a terrorist for 9 years.
Everybody
but
knows.
You called him a terrorist for 9 years. You called him a terrorist for 9 years. His family has lived with the fact that he's been called a terrorist for 9 years. My question is, let me come.
At one end, these are his braveries. At the other hand,
the case, and I don't know what the type of argument you are giving. I don't know how the case is still so substantive in front of court that he has been denied bail. If the case is so substantive, your arguments are so substantive, they are so strong, why he has been denied bail? First question. The second thing is that after seeing all these arguments, we have seen that the institutions are playing in the hands of the political powers. So if a political power in UPA, if the investigation agency can play in the hands of UPA, why it cannot play in the hands of the now government?
No.
We have seen
I don't understand that logic at all. Therefore, Devesh, 1 second, Devesh, listen to me.
I would like to ask.
Okay,
why
Sudhanshu.
there was no charge sheet after
Sudhanshu and Devesh, listen to each other, 50-50.
Decide.
Forget about the charge sheet.
If any fact
why the charges were not framed?
Has been
most of the cases.
now, it should be presented in front of court.
Every
If
fact
you would
has
have
already
been
been
having the
presented.
fact
One minute, just a minute.
Then
Point
by
Devesh
the
and
time of
Sudhanshu.
6 to 8 years, you should have brought the thing to the final justice.
Rhythm 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Now we are being told, and viewers understand it's a very interesting time in the debate. It is 37 minutes past 9, so we are halfway down the debate. Now we are being told, okay. So what we are being told, Rhythm, now is, okay, there was a previous government, they may have fixed him, but this government is letting him off. Now the question is, that's the most ridiculous thing I could have heard, Devesh Jararia. You are accepting that the previous government could have fixed him, but you are questioning why the present government has let him off. If a man were not to be fixed, he was not to be let off.
No, sir, I am not doing that. I am saying that you are
having question.
If CBI could
even if somebody is having difference of opinion,
just a minute,
this government
debating now the same.
Is there any doubt about the citation which you have just read out here?
Taslim Rahmani.
If we are questioning the
Taslim Rahmani. 1 second, Taslim on the left.
कर्नल पुरोहित के बारे में तो आप जो चाहिए अपना ओपिनियन रखिए.
आज देखिए खुलासा
नया है. Is it not
है.
the fact that the UPA one government has said that there should be a Muslim head count in Indian army?
नहीं, रोनी सालियान को
और an
कौन
official
प्रेशराइज कर रहा था?
statement by defense minister in Lok Sabha.
सुधांशु रोनी सालियान को कौन प्रेशराइज कर रहा था? इसका जवाब भी दीजिए. आप खामोश हो जाते हैं इस मामले पे.
इसमें भी कोई इवेंट बट है क्या?
उन्होंने रिजाइन किया ये कह के एनआईए उनको प्रेशराइज कर रहा है कि उन्होंने इल्जाम लगाया और रिकॉर्ड ऑफिशियली
और पॉलिटिसाइज any aspect of Indian nation and state for the sake of vote bank politics.
नहीं अब मैं most sensational document निकाल रहा हूँ. You can listen and you can counter if you want.
अपने देश के लिए आपने तो सब कुछ बांट दिया.
Can I now bring out the most sensational document?
अरे ये तो वो लोग हैं जिन्होंने कर्नल पुरोहित को तो क्या?
Now can I bring out Taslim Rahmani? Reject everything. Reject Taslim Rahmani, Sudhanshu Trivedi. Taslim Rahmani and Sudhanshu Trivedi. I say till now. No. 1 second. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute. Sudhanshu.
डिनाई नहीं किया कि अभिनव भारत से उनका कोई ताल्लुक था या नहीं था.
आप मेरी बात सुनिए. मिलिंद जोशी राव, क्या उनका अभिनव भारत से ताल्लुक था कि नहीं था?
कौन कह रहा है कि अभिनव भारत के साथ ताल्लुक नहीं था उनका? Abhinav Bharat used to act as a source for military intelligence that time. It was Colonel Purohit who inspired us to get into all these nationalist activities. Who says that he was not involved with Abhinav Bharat?
Yes.
So?
That's what the country must know.
No, sorry.
And then must read the Abhinav Bharat, that what the Abhinav Bharat has a track record.
The country has to know. The country has to know that an army officer, sir, let me speak, sir. An army officer did an out-of-the-box job for the intelligence agency.
There are so many. The Colonel Purohit has admitted itself that there were so many, even the higher officers from army who are attached with Abhinav Bharat. Who are those officers that must be brought to the notice of the country?
No, just one minute. My question to you is simple. Taslim Rahmani.
A military intelligence officer who...
Taslim Rahmani. Okay, you want to make your point? Taslim Rahmani.
Who created an identity for himself, thinking out of the box, made sources out of the country, inspired lots of youth in this country to act against ISI and SIBMI activities. He was arrested under the pretext that he thought out of the box. He made something for the nationalist
only against the Muslim organizations. Only against the so-called Muslim terrorist organizations.
Sachin Waze, one of the police officers, Praful Bhosle, Ravindra Angre, Ambo League, Pradeep Sharma, you can see
ISI and SIBMI are Muslim organizations.
These officers, Bombay Police Corps, they were awarded.
Unfortunately or fortunately, you have to look after your community, sir.
So can I ask you a question, sir, gentlemen? Now that you are on this point, first of all, do you believe that Milind Joshi Rao, who is on the program right now, is a terrorist? One second, simple question. Khan Abdul Wahab, the person who is on the screen wearing a red shirt.
Sir, I would answer that.
One second.
Killing an anti-national in this country is a definition of terrorism.
No.
I am a terrorist.
The question is simple. Is he a terrorist? 1 second. You answer me. Taslim Rahmani, there is a person on the program right now wearing a red shirt who you were speaking to. His name is Milind Joshi Rao. He is president of the Abhinav Bharat. Is he a terrorist?
No.
Since the classification is as a terrorist. His argument was that on the basis of a relationship with Abhinav Bharat is a terrorist. So my question is to Taslim Rahmani. Taslim Rahmani, let him answer.
That the Abhinav Bharat must be banned in the country. We have always demanded that Abhinav Bharat must be must. There are so many cases where the Abhinav Bharat has
there is no doubt in anybody's mind that the Abhinav Bharat is a right-wing pro-Hindu organization.
There are no cases against Abhinav Bharat.
Of your community.
Yeah, so what he meant by your community? It's clear he is a right-wing Hindu organization. When he says your community, he means Muslim community. But is he a terrorist? See, there's a difference between being an extreme right-winger, an extreme left-winger, and being a terrorist. Let's be clear on that. So my question here is this.
So will you call him patriotic?
No. I'm not getting into philosophical discussion. My question is, was Colonel Shrikant Purohit a terrorist? The classification is as a terrorist.
Whether Colonel Purohit is a terrorist or not, for that you have to see the trial court order,
the first time, I must make an observation that for the first time in my coverage of this case,
the trial court hasn't even begun.
No. Milind, let Milind Joshi Rao 1 minute. Milind Joshi Rao 5 minutes on the debate. I want to make an observation today. And if Aparna Purohit is hearing me on the program tonight, she'll understand where I'm coming from. And Sudhanshu Trivedi ne bhi is par kai debate kiye hain. For the first time today, as I'm presenting document after document and fact after fact, an acceptance is coming to the fact that he may have been an extreme right-winger, but he may not have been a terrorist. That itself, I think, is a movement from where we left it the last time.
Mr. Arnab, please correct yourself. None of your documents show
wrong.
That
Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. You have not read the document.
Give me the charge sheet, I'll show you. Give me your charge sheet, I'll show you.
Sir, you are not aware of the document.
Give me your charge sheet, I'll show you.
You have not read 1 minute. You have not read the documents.
You give me your charge sheet, I'll show you.
You have not read the documents.
Give me your charge sheet, I'll show you.
You are not aware of the documents.
Give me your charge sheet, I'll show you.
Should I show you my next document?
Give me me your charge sheet. I'll show you from charge sheet. NIA has not given clean sheet to Colonel Purohit.
One factor.
From your charge sheet of NIA, I will show Colonel Purohit has not been given clean sheet.
Sir, you are repeating yourself.
From your charge sheet, I'll show you NIA has not given clean sheet to Colonel Purohit.
Relax.
Give me your charge sheet, I'll show you.
Should I expose you completely?
Why to me?
To you.
I will show that charge sheet to you, sir.
Viewers, now I'm able. Rhythm, 1 minute.
Trial against him?
Yes. Now, Rhythm. We now come to the most critical point, and I will now present a document which will make you absolutely quiet.
Give me your charge sheet,
document
sir,
number 4. Sudhanshu Trivedi,
charge
aap zara dhyan se suniye. Document number 4 is Lieutenant Colonel Purohit's superior in the army saying that he was informed and looped on every move that Colonel Purohit was making. He said in his statements that he recollects distinctly about the inputs that Lieutenant Colonel Shrikant Purohit had shared with him. If that is the case, then I want to know on what basis should we label the same man who was keeping his seniors in the army in the loop on everything that he was doing. How should we label him to be a Hindu terrorist when he was sharing the inputs with his superiors in the army while on the job? No, I want to ask that question. Is it not a legitimate question? Is it not a legitimate question?
Let Colonel Purohit become an approver.
Now let Colonel Purohit become a witness. You lose the case. You're losing the case. Now you're losing the case.
Army data, pray for pardon.
Army data which is coming, the army data which is coming
If he
forward
was a mole,
is a matter of record. See, army data which is coming, I only want to make one point. Army data which is coming is part of the written documents, and one point I must tell that when Mr. Arnab said that who kept the gun, the things which are coming forward is after 2009 when Congress came with pumping majority, between 2008 to 2010, all the hostile witnesses which are coming today have lodged complaints with Human Rights Commission. They are fine. Nitin Joshi
I will now present
Human Rights Commission saying that I
will now present in this case without coming to conclusions the most stunning bit of evidence. And please hear me, Mr. Ranade. Please hear me, Taslim Rahmani. Document number 5 and document number 6. See, these documents have to come out, no? Document number 5 and 6. Document number 5. You can have a look at it if you want. Document number 5 and document number 6 records the statements of Captain Nitin Joshi, who has turned witness in the 2008 Malegaon case. This is the same Captain Nitin Joshi that, as per the ATS, said that Colonel Purohit had RDX on him. When Captain Nitin Joshi has said that his statement against Colonel Purohit was dictated by the IO and one of his associates, and at gunpoint, Sudhanshu Trivedi, 1 minute, let me complete. At gunpoint, with a threat to life and well-being of his family, means you take a gun to a man, you put the revolver on his head, you say, I'll kill you and I will attack your family. And then you say, give a statement. Then you say, give a statement against Colonel Purohit.
पहले उन्होंने कह दिया कि उनसे आईबी ने सब करवाया।
तस्लीम रहमानी क्या हो रहा है? तस्लीम रहमानी क्या हो रहा है? एक मिनट बोला है। तस्लीम रहमानी बताइए। तस्लीम रहमानी और सुधांशु त्रिवेदी डिबेट
नहीं करता कोई।
आप बताइए,
टेलीविजन पे आके बयान देते हैं, टीवी पे बयान देते हैं, गन पॉइंट पे कहलवाया तो और अपने कैमरा पे कहलवाया जा रहा है।
कोई ऑफिसर को प्रोसिक्यूट नहीं है, कोई कोर्ट में केस पेंडिंग नहीं है,
नहीं बिल्कुल
उन्होंने फैब्रिकेट किया।
सुधांशु त्रिवेदी
एटीएस के ऑफिसर पर केस पेंडिंग नहीं है।
ओके, सो व्यूअर्स,
डिफेंस के, मिलिट्री के किसी भी ऑफिसर ने गन
Arnab, I want to say
केस लॉन्च नहीं किया है।
In the proper context,
yes, सुधांशु,
ये एक राजनीतिक विचारधारा है। मेरा ये आरोप है कि आर्मी के कर्नल को तो आप जजमेंट से पहले टेररिस्ट कह देते हैं, और जिन टेररिस्टों को सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया कहता है रेयर ऑफ द रेयरेस्ट क्राइम, अफजल गुरु, उसको क्या कहते हैं? व्यवस्था का मारा, हालात का मारा।
नहीं, उसको भी कहता है, उसको भी कोर्ट कहता है पूरी कहिए, उसको भी कहता है कौमी जमीन को मुतमईन करने के लिए। वही सुप्रीम कोर्ट कहता है कि कौमी जमीन को मुतमईन करने के लिए
बिफोर द जजमेंट हैज बीन ड्रॉन।
आप सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट पूरा पढ़िए, पूरा नहीं
सामने आ रही है ना, इसके ऊपर रहमानी साहब वो लाइन याद कर लीजिए, जो चुप रहेगी जुबान
I put to the public domain and for everyone today 6 documents and 6 facts. I will have another debate on this subject. But let us not come to conclusions and call anyone a terrorist before examining these facts. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1. Debate number 2 is coming up.